From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, September 22nd, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. European airport disruption due to cyberattack on check-in and baggage software. Disruptions and delays continue as of this recording at several major airports, including London's Heathrow and Berlin and Brussels. The cyberattack took out the airport's check-in and baggage systems, forcing staff to resort to pen and paper, forcing many airlines to cancel flights, and of course forcing many travelers to wait or make other plans. The cyberattack specifically targeted the Muse software platform, which, quote, allows different airlines to use the same check-in desks and boarding gates at an airport rather than requiring their own, end quote. Muse is developed by Collins Aerospace, which itself is owned by the aerospace and defense conglomerate RTX Corporation, formerly known as Raytheon Technologies. Efforts to restore systems continued into Sunday. SMS scammers now using mobile fake cell towers. A report in Wired shows how scammers are now using SMS blasters, which work like a portable cell tower, tricking people's phones into connecting with them as the towers themselves drive by. This enables the scammers to send out up to 100,000 SMS messages per hour containing dangerous links. The technique, which is currently active in some Asia-Pacific nations as well as in Western Europe and South America, can impersonate any sender and does not need to access actual phone numbers to send its messages. This is because the SMS blaster simulates a cell tower, essentially forcing any phone in its vicinity to connect with it. Legitimate cell carriers say they have no power or ability to prevent this. GPT-4-powered MalTerminal malware creates ransomware and reverse shell. Researchers at SentinelOne are describing what they call, quote, the earliest example known to date of a malware that bakes in large language model capabilities, end quote. Named MalTerminal and described by the Sentinel Labs research team at the LabsCon 2025 security conference last week, this is an emerging category of malware called LLM-embedded malware, the first example of this being prompt lock. As for MalTerminal itself, it uses OpenAI GPT-4 to dynamically generate ransomware code or a reverse shell. But the researchers say there is no evidence of it having been deployed in the wild, raising the possibility that it could also be a proof-of-concept malware or a red team tool, end quote. Scattered Spider has a good year. Despite multiple arrests and even pretending to shutter its doors, the Scattered Spider cybercriminal operation, quote, was able to extort at least $115 million from dozens of victims over the last 3 years and also breached a U.S. federal court network, end quote. This is according to a Justice Department complaint unsealed this week. Some of this data appears to come from the FBI, which traced payments, stolen data, and hacking tools to specific servers owned and registered to one of the individuals arrested just last week. According to these reports, 2 of the victims paid out big time, ransoms of $25 million and $36.2 million. The Scattered Spider method remains consistent, calling a victim's company's help desk, asking for a password reset, then taking over an administrative account and then using that access to steal data before encrypting critical systems. Huge thanks to our sponsor, Conveyor. If security questionnaires make you feel like you're drowning in chaos, you're not alone. Endless spreadsheets, portals, and questions, always when you least expect them. Conveyor brings calm to the storm. With AI that autofills questionnaires and a trust center that shares all your documents in one place, you'll feel peace where there used to be panic. Find your security review zen at www.conveyor.com. That is CONVEYOR.com. FBI warns of fake FBI reporting sites. Cybercriminals are impersonating the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center IC3 website for what may be described as possible malicious activity. Although not sharing too many specifics, the agency suggests that these spoofed websites, quote, could be used by attackers in financial scams or to steal the visitor's personal information, end quote. Most of these spoofed sites are using typo-squatting techniques to fool the users, and Bleeping Computer points out that in one instance the fake site includes an FBI warning, The same one as on the legitimate IC3 site, quote, warning of scammers impersonating FBI IC3 employees to help recover lost funds, end quote. Fortra warns of maximum severity flaw in Go Anywhere MFT's license servlet. The security technology company, quote, has released security updates to patch a maximum severity vulnerability in Go Anywhere MFT's license servlet that can be exploited in command injection attacks, end quote. Go Anywhere MFT is a file transfer tool. The flaw, which has a CVE number, is caused by, quote, a deserialization of untrusted data weakness and can be exploited remotely in low-complexity attacks that don't require user interaction, end quote. While Fortra stated that the vulnerability was discovered over the weekend, it did not specify who reported it or whether the flaw has been exploited in attacks. ChatGPT can be prompted to solve CAPTCHAs. According to Dorian Schultz of the AI security company SPLX, ChatGPT can be made to solve CAPTCHAs despite being prevented from doing so according to its own policies. Schultz first describes how he convinced GPT4-powered that the exercise they were undertaking was designed to only identify fake CAPTCHAs. He then copy-pasted the discussion from this exercise back into ChatGPT and referred to it as, quote, our previous discussion, end quote, which was sufficient to allow the application to solve some real one-click CAPTCHAs, logic-based CAPTCHAs, and text recognition ones. It still had some difficulties solving image-based ones requiring the user to drag and drop images or rotate them. However, the researchers suggest this may be one more step along the path towards making CAPTCHAs obsolete. Jaguar Land Rover hack, a lesson in the vulnerabilities of smart, connected factories. As the shutdown of Jaguar Land Rover JLR continues into another week with longer delays possible, the severity and complexity of the hack is now being made clear. The company, which is owned by India's Tata conglomerate, quote, outsourced JLR's key computer systems ranging from its networks to data connections and its cybersecurity, end quote, to Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, including an upgrade of JLR factory systems to the latest software from the German company SAP. This was all done in the interest of creating a collection of highly efficient, high-volume factories for its signature automotive products. In short, according to an article in The Guardian, quote, the fact that everything is connected in JLR's systems appears to have become a vulnerability. When it discovered the intrusion, the car maker was unable to isolate factories or functions, forcing it to shut down most of its systems, end quote. If you have some thoughts on the news from today or about this show in general, please be sure to reach out to us at feedback@cisoseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.